Welcome to the Sangani Show, where we will talk about everything health, wealth, and wisdom. I came to the US in 1983 from Mumbai, India with $10.45 in my pocket and with a big dream in my heart. Now, I'm a practicing cardiologist, a businessman, an entrepreneur, life mentor, and most importantly, a dad. I have lost some, I won some. But every time I lost or won, I learned even more. And my success has not been easy, but finally I made it. And my next mission is to help you do the same. Learn from my experiences, and that is life is a business. Hello, and welcome to the Sangani Show. My name is, you guessed it, Dr. Bharat Sangani, your favorite doctor and your host. Today, we're going to keep expanding on our Ask the Expert series. Very recently, we heard from marketing team, we heard how to find a CFO and the role of CFO in the company. And today, one of the topic that is very close to my heart is about fitness and the value of fitness and nutrition, and does one size fit all. As you know, the show is about health, wealth, and wisdom. And I always put health as the first one ahead of wealth and wisdom. And there is a reason for it. Without health, none of those things matter. And it is my great privilege and pleasure to welcome today one of our very astutely, profoundly smart guy in fitness, and his name is Otis Caston. Otis and us have been connected for a while. My entire family goes to Otis for their fitness and training. I personally do things slightly differently, which I will also discuss. But at the end of the day, fitness is fitness, and the importance of it, and who else to hear from somebody who has really created a company around it. So Otis is the CEO of the company Fitness with O. Obviously, O stands for Otis. I will let Otis now introduce himself. Otis, tell us a little bit about your background and what are you trying to accomplish at this time in your life?
Yes. Well, my name's Otis Caston. I am the CEO of Fitness with O. I love fitness. I love helping people. For me, fitness is bigger than just trying to reach a number on a scale or trying to just lose inches within your waist. I believe fitness can be lifestyle change, and it's different ways that you can do that. A little bit about me: I graduated from Cairn University, where I got my bachelor's in social work, a minor in psychology, sociology. Also there, I played college basketball. I was there. I was my captain for 2 years on the team. And in that time, as majoring in social work, I also kind of took heed to anatomy and how the body functions and stuff like that. And so I just was very intrigued of how the body just develops and changes. And also it just helped me in my college career playing basketball, make me getting stronger, physical stronger, agility, speed, and all those things. And so that's how I kind of was very just introduced to it, or just kind of arose and awoke from it. I've been doing training for about 7 years now, and it's been a deep impact on my life. I've been able to impact a lot of hundreds of lives, whether it be from losing weight, building confidence, making those markers, whether it be from weight gain or losing weight, or even just milestone markers, whether that's maybe even getting married, or just knocking things off their bucket list and things they feel like they couldn't do because there was a hindrance from fitness in their lifestyle. And so I love it. I love helping people, and that's what Fitness with O is all about. It's not about trying to reach a goal, although those are great things and those are things that you want to do, but at the same time, it's bigger. It's about lifestyle change. And I believe if you can impact someone with lifestyle change, then that goes deeper beyond just fitness. And then ultimately, it's longevity of life and so many other things that we'll kind of dive in as we get further along.
Sure. Well, again, congratulations, and our good wishes will continue to be with you
Yes.
for a much bigger and a brighter success
Yes.
on this venture, which is a few years old at this time in your career. And trust me, when he said he did basketball, obviously just looking at him, you can tell that he did play basketball, and he is sitting around and I'm sitting around, but if I stood right beside him, I'll look like a dwarf. And obviously he has lived the life he's trying to teach others, and that is why I have the largest respect for people.
Yeah.
When it is very easy to give advice,
Yeah.
it's very hard to follow your own advice. And I literally have very little faith in what people say when they don't follow their own advice.
Yeah.
But obviously you have mastered that art. Let's start with, not everybody can afford personal trainer.
Yeah.
Or some people always say, I'm always busy
Yeah.
for training. So help our audience understand,
Yeah.
what is the importance of fitness
Yeah, most definitely.
or maintaining fit body
Most definitely.
in your life, and then explain, once they've made the determination, which is the best routes to go
Yeah.
about getting there.
Yeah. So that's a great question, Dr. Sangani. For me, like I said, Fitness with O is all about lifestyle change, so it's a progression. It's not just trying to achieve something in a short amount of time, but it takes consistency, it takes discipline, and it takes a healthy diet. Those are all things that you most understand from the get-go. But I would say, how would you get into it, or why would you feel it's so important? Well, you really just want to invest and look at your own life. I think the biggest thing about people is we have to ask ourselves these tough and hard questions, and we ask ourselves tough and hard questions, that allows us to see whether we have shortcomings, whether we have faults, whether we have flaws, and we have to ask ourselves, what are we going to do about those things? Are we just going to settle, or are we going to do something about that? And so when it comes to fitness and when it comes to health, you have to ask yourself, what am I spending most of my time doing? Or what am I investing in? Or what am I doing? And then when you look at those things, you say, well, man, those things are what I prioritize, or those are things that, I value. So if you value those things, then you value yourself. And so if you have something that you can do that's going to help better and value yourself, I would say that's a great investment. So you have to understand, first, fitness starts with being invested into yourself. You have to take that understanding and that breakdown and look at it and see and say, hey, I'm going to invest in myself, and I'm going to start this way. So say if it's just a brisk walk, I'm going to wake up every morning and I'm just going to walk around my neighborhood, or I'm going to walk around my block. I'm investing in myself, knowing that I'm going to start somewhere.
No, that's a great tool to create self-confidence.
Yeah.
And the worst can't be just purely on self-confidence,
Yeah.
but that's the first step.
Most definitely.
You must be confident every single moment of your existence for you to accomplish what you're out to accomplish. And that's the point he's trying to make, that for your own image, for your own self-confidence, is very, very important to incorporate fitness goals in your life, in overall goals. From the medical perspective, as a physician, I always meet patients,
Yeah.
and patients tell me, Doc, I don't mind. I'm going to keep smoking. If I die early, I'll die early.
Yeah.
But it's not that simple.
Yeah.
Just because you keep smoking, you don't necessarily die early, although most likely you would.
Yeah.
But the existence of the time that you're alive
Yeah.
is so compromised that it's almost feel like you won't be able to enjoy a lot of the stuff in life that you are living for.
Yeah.
So it is more than just living long duration or short duration. It is the quality of life from the medical perspective. From his perspective, it is just part of being your existence,
Yeah.
part of creating self-confidence and things like that. So I think that's a very great perspective that you are giving our viewers today to look into it. Now let's talk about, do people need to exercise every day? What is your general feeling?
Yes. I mean, there's so many things that fitness does, just in general with your own importance of your own health, whether it's muscle growth, helps with your bones, as you know, it helps with cardiovascular health, all of those things. It can help avoid, like you said, diabetes, other diseases and other cancers, because today with a lot of stuff that we put in our body, what we intake with processed foods and so many things of these days, we don't understand what those foods and the detriment of those things can do to us without being knowledgeable, being wise. And so fitness is definitely something that you want to incorporate into your daily day-to-day routine. And like you said, it doesn't have to be maybe being with a trainer, it doesn't have to be, but you want to do something that is going to help you. Yes. So it's definitely a must. Yes.
Sure. It's like I always talk about breathing and I always talk about eating. If you do breathe every day, then you probably need to keep your muscles moving every day too. From the cardiovascular perspective, so Otis gives his perspective as a fitness guru, and just to go along with him, I give you my perspective as a cardiologist, how important it is and how often one needs to exercise. From the cardiac perspective, what we recommend from American College of Cardiology's literature, etc., is we should at least exercise 3 days a week, and we should get our heart rate to the 80% of the maximum heart rate. And the maximum heart rate is defined and calculated by 220 minus your age.
Yeah.
So you should get to 80%, and again, I always prefer that you stay at that level for 15 minutes, not total 15 minutes of exercise, but you get to 80% of your heart rate and stay at that heart rate for 15 minutes. Mind you, it is not that simple, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of efforts to get there. But that is from the cardiovascular perspective. For the muscles perspective, the joints perspective, they must be used every day.
Yeah.
And I know it is a tall order for most people to do it, but listen, if you can breathe every single second and if you can eat every day,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure somewhere along the line you can find the time to put some amount of energy and effort for your exercise.
Yeah.
So I think the next question our viewers would love to know about what should be the goals of fitness. How do people, do they just start running? Do they just start lifting weight?
Yeah.
How do they go about, and what should be their goals?
Yeah. So that's a great question. Yeah. So when you're just starting off and you're just working out, you definitely don't want to just go to a gym and pick up some weight and move it, because you definitely could hurt yourself and tear some muscles, whatever it may be. So you want to start with baby steps. So one, the importance of it is you want to understand what it is that you're trying to do. What are you trying to do, or what do you need to do? So what am I trying to do? Am I trying to lose weight? Am I trying to get stronger? Am I trying to just keep my heart rate up, like you say? So when you know what it is that you want to do, and then from there, you can start to focus in and tune in on what it is. So like, say if I wanted to lose weight and I come to a gym, then the first thing I would want to do is I want to get on a treadmill, I want to walk, I want to pace myself. Like I said, I want to get my heart rate going, I want to get that blood flowing. And then from there, if I know that, say I don't even know anything about just lifting, but I know me keep on moving is going to help burn calories, right? It's going to help keep my heart rate up. And the more calories that I burn, the more pounds that I can lose. Then I want to stay active and I want to stay moving. So you need to understand what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And then when you understand what it is you're trying to accomplish, then that's when you can focus in more on how do I get there and what are the tools that I need to do.
So that's very, very interesting aspect of how do you decide what to do and how much to do. And most of us are not disciplined enough for exercise, because whatever stuff that we don't like in our life, we try to avoid it or procrastinate it. And neither of these choices is a good choice.
Yes.
So that brings a whole different perspective to are you disciplined enough that you can truly stick to a regime that was designed for you. And if that's the case, then you probably should go find an exercise physiologist, exercise therapist, or somebody, personal trainer like Otis, and then just go and have a session to say, hey, what do I need to do? And let that person, they usually will take your measurements, they will, and that's the best way to, no different than checking your bank balance. Whether you are making money or not making money is quite evident. If your bank balance goes up, then you are saving. Similarly, if you have taken some measurements and the measurements get better, that means whatever you're doing is the right way to do it. But you probably are better off with somebody who is maintaining the statistics and creating goals for you. And that happens when you have somebody who knows more about it, whose profession is that, and has interest in making you a better human being than an average person who doesn't do this kind of activities. And that's why it is vitally important that you have a guide, whether it is part-time, whether it is with you all the time, every single day, or every time you exercise. That depends on your level of discipline yourself, and B, can you afford those expenses? So we'll get into if what level of different options people have those available. But tell Otis, tell us, when you get people to come personally train you, what are the main reasons that they succeed, or maybe you should address what are the main reasons they fail? Because you are the same person, and you have this group of people. Some succeed and some don't succeed. What is the secret?
I think there really is no secret. Like I said, you really have to be just invested in yourself. I know a lot of people, when they come to me, they say, Otis, I want to lose this amount of pounds. Or maybe they may have a certain event coming up, whether it's a birthday or whether it's a marriage. I have quite a few clients right now, about 4 or 5 clients. They're literally, they're getting ready to get married. And then I have a couple clients that are pregnant right now, and they're getting ready to have a baby. So they're getting ready, and so they have certain goals in their life, and so, but those are the main ones when they come to me and say, how do I do this? How do I lose weight? How do I do this? And that's what the first thing I tell them. I say, well, the first thing is you have to ask yourself, okay, now you understand what it is that you're trying to lose or what you want to do. So now you have that. Now let's work on the tools and give you the tools to help you do that. And so, like you said, I take them through a first session. I take them through some basic, simple exercises so I can kind of see their posture or their form or what they need to do. And then from there, I kind of can build out a plan that's going to help them best achieve those goals or work towards those goals. And 2, I challenge them. I challenge all my clients. I tell them, I say, hey, if you're looking for something good, like quick and fit scheme, it's not going to happen. But if you give me time and discipline and consistency over time, you will see change, whether that's in inches, whether that's in weight, whether that's in pounds, So an individual really just has to be invested in themselves. And if they say they don't have the ability to invest in themselves, so they don't have that confidence, maybe have other people in their circles around them, whether it's a family member, whether it's a spouse, whether it's a close friend that challenges them and say, hey, I want to help you, or how can I help you, and so have other people around you as well that can help build and instill that confidence. It just takes you just to start and say, I'm going to do it. If you say, hey, I'm going to do it, I'm willing to do it, then my job, I'm going to do all I can to help you get there.
No, very true. It starts with you, and it takes a village. These are things in life that we don't like to do. Most of us. That includes me too, by the way. I don't like to exercise, but I do exercise. I try to exercise every single day. There are very few days that I've missed exercising. It may be small a number of minutes that I would exercise, but I would just compel myself to do it. And that's what essentially Otis is reminding all of us, that listen, first, you need to be motivated to get there. Otis can do everything and anything under the sun, but the motivation needs to come from you, and then it takes the village. Then people around you needs to support you, and keep you on the track. So now that we got that out of the way, that create success. The create success is your own determination. Nobody can live for you. Dr. Sangani cannot live for you. Otis cannot live for you. Your parents cannot live for you. Your spouses cannot live for you. You need to determine what you want to be, how you want to look, how much self-confidence you want, and what kind of quality of life that they are looking for. So now the question comes is, what do you suggest is the best time to exercise? Like for me, I try not to schedule anything early morning, and then first thing, as soon as I wake up, after doing our routine activities, is just go back and exercise, and then for the whole day, I'm not stressed out. The day I have not started and not exercised, I just feel I'm missing out on something. So what do you normally recommend? It may not be true for everybody. What do you find?
So what I would tell everyone is find what makes you comfortable and what makes you feel like you're at your best energy level. Because I have some clients, they can come at 5 a.m. in the morning and they have all of this energy and they're ready to put out and they're ready to give all their best and all they can do. But then I have some clients that come, they say, I work better in the noonday, because I've already woke up and I've had my breakfast, or I started my day at work and now I just need a little break and now I've got that energy push and now I can do it midday. Or some say, hey, I'll do it at the end of the day. So really there's no certain time, but you want to find where you feel like your most energy levels are at. So if your energy levels are most pushed and are more going and throbbing in the morning, then an early morning session is what you want to do. But if you feel like your energy levels are low and you have to get through your day, you have to start pacing yourself, then you maybe want to do midday, or you maybe want to do later on in the afternoon. So there's no specific time when you want to be able to work out. But at the same time, like you said, when you do work out, your energy levels are better, your sensitivities are better. There's just so many things that help. Heart rate goes up. It's just so many things. Like you feel better. There's a confidence in you. So there's really no specific time, if I'm honest, but it's just when you feel best, when your confidence and when your energy levels are at the most, and then that's when you can be able to produce yourself, push yourself more. Because when you're working out, it's going to be times when your body's going to fatigue, it feel like it's going to shut down, and that's when mind over matter has to kick in, and that's progressive overload. And so that you can't push through progressive overload and do those things if you don't have the energy levels to do it.
So viewers, here it is, directly from the expert. There is no time bad enough to exercise, okay?
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
So get up and get going.
There you go.
And that's truly the answer. I remember my wife Smita, and I can say all this stuff when she's not around me, is that on a weekend when I say, let's go exercise, and she says, it's a weekend. I don't have an answer to that question, and I haven't figured out yet what to tell her at that point. But again, putting the humor aside, there is no better time than now. There's no better time than what works for you for more and more exercise. And now we come to probably what most of our viewers would like to know is, we were fortunate enough in our family to find you. And you've been a great boon to the entire family for their motivation to exercise, etc. And I'm sure Micah will make sure that your contact information will be on the screen so people can contact you. Just make sure when too many people contact you, don't drop us.
No, not even. Not even.
So, but besides that, what is your general recommendation? How can a person, or what should a person do to find a personal trainer?
Yes. So the best way when you're looking for a personal trainer, the thing you want to look at, you want to find someone that's very passionate about what they do. Not only are they passionate about what they do, but they're knowledgeable also about what they're doing. But then also, do they have your best interest in mind? So as you give them goals, as you give them what you're trying to do, how's the feedback? What is it? Do you feel like it's going to be like, are they invested in you like the same way that you want to be invested in yourself? That's what I tell all my clients. When first thing I do, we give them consultation calls and we go over whether it's injuries and all this, and I ask them, hey, what's your goal? What do you want to do? But why are you invested? Because there's going to come times where you don't want to wake up in the morning. There's going to come times when the best way to find a trainer is, because there's thousands of them out there, there's millions of them out there, right? But you want to be able to know, hey, What is it that I want to do? So when you find out what I want to do, I want to lose weight or I want to gain muscle, then you find a trainer that kind of specializes in those things. And then when you find that trainer that specializes in helping you losing weight or gaining muscle, then as you talk to them and get to know them, are they passionate about it? Are they driven about it? What kind of knowledge are they giving you that's going to help you push you to the next level? But then also, do you feel like they can challenge you? Because some trainers maybe just, they say, well, you do the bare minimum and like, good job, I'll see you tomorrow. But for me, I like to challenge my clients. I want them to push over, even though I'm not trying to just like lead them off the ledge, but I know they can do much more and I know it's in them. And so for me as a trainer, it's my job to push it out of them. So those are things when you're trying to find a trainer, that's the thing. Like you said, one, you want to know what it is you're trying to do and the goal that you're trying to achieve. And then when you know that, then you find a trainer that's going to specialize in that, whether social media can help you out, networks can help you out, friends can help you out. And then when you find that trainer that specializes, when you have that intervention with that trainer, what qualities and what things that you see in this trainer, and then from there you're like, okay, wow, I think they're going to be invested, and you give it a try. And some are good and some are bad, but those are first 3 steps. I would say know what it is you want to do. After you know what you want to do, find a trainer that's going to help specialize in those things. And then when you get to know that trainer, what's the relationship like? What's the rapport like? You know, what are people saying about this trainer? Is it good things? Is it bad things? And kind of go from there.
These are very important points that you brought up to our viewers' attention. And from my perspective, I always maintain, whether it is investment, whether you're going to a doctor, looking for a doctor, lawyer, architect, or for that matter, a fitness trainer, always check references.
There you go.
If somebody is not willing to give you references, I would take this with a pinch of salt. And then just make sure everything what Otis said makes sense. And top of that, if you just check some references, I think that would be a huge giveaway about a person's personality, the ethics, the credentials, and then whether the culture is going to fit with what you are looking for or not. And so now we have established the fact that you must exercise as often as you can, hopefully, preferably every day. And you must, if you can, somehow use an expert's advice to design your fitness program and let somebody monitor it for the maximum success rate. But let's go to the other side, just for the argument's sake. Somebody says, I cannot afford it, B, I don't have time, a specific time, or I haven't found the right trainer, or I just don't want to do it. So do you have, and then mind you, I'm not a member of any club, so I'm whatever names,
not yet.
but I'm not really bringing these names up for any other reason than just to give you wild choices. So Otis, let's say somebody cannot afford a trainer, then is Planet Fitness, which is probably the most cost-effective way of doing it, or going to Equinox, which is probably the other higher end? Is there any difference in what you choose? What do you recommend if personal trainer choice is out for one reason or the other?
That's a great question. Like I said, the first thing is self-determination, self-investment. After you determine what it is you're trying to do and you're willing to invest in yourself, it doesn't matter whether you're outside, whether you're doing something on a machine, or whether it's in the high paying end. Now, as you progress and get better and the knowledge and understanding in your body changes and develops, yes, you will need to have other things, or you have other trainers or other weights that will help you with that. But if you can't afford it, like I said, my ultimate win for my clients is when I get clients that they check back in with me, and 6 months from now, I look on their social media and they're still working out, or they're still enjoying it, and it's lifestyle change for them. So for me, it's not about, yes, the financial instance and you have to provide and do all of those things, but the ultimate win for me is when lifestyle has changed, when people have put fitness in their lifestyle and they've made that a change. And so the best way to do that, there's so many things out there. Even for me, Fitness with O, I do a whole lot of things. I have a website, Fitness with O. I have a YouTube page, Fitness Fitness with O, and every other week or bi-weekly, I put up workout videos for free for people that they can do. And I do advanced and I do modified. So I do 2 different type of exercises where you can see if you're advanced, try it this way. If you're modified, try this way. And those are free. All you have to do is go to YouTube or go to the website or go to my Instagram. And there's so many links on there where I do to kind of help you and show you what it is you need to do, the proper form, the proper position. And that's cost effective. All you have to do is, there again, be determined and invest in yourself. And if you do that, there's so many other avenues out there that really can do that. So when you really look at it, Dr. Sangani, there's really no excuse. It's just an individual saying, trying to come up with some excuse, but there's really no excuse.
No, yeah. You're 100% correct. And to just elaborate on that question, listen, if you can't get Otis, or if you can't get Otis's attention because he's busy, or is a financial issue, just go to what he just mentioned. You will get all of this stuff that he is going to train and teach others free. And we'll on this screen we'll put down his credentials, how to get into all the social media, so you can reach out to him and get whatever you need to make your life enriched and better. And it really doesn't matter whether you go to Planet Fitness, and I'm just saying the word for the sake of saying words, or Equinox or anything in between. It is ultimately goes back to you and the consistency. Rome wasn't built in one day.
There you go.
Just remember that. And as long as you remember that, I think success is within the measured distance. Let us also not forget that with physical exercising, the body also needs the fuel. And it's not only fuel of any kind, it needs the proper fueling mechanism. And it's a whole different discussion that one day we will definitely address. But we must recognize that the proper diet that goes along with exercise is absolute requirement for the goals that you want to achieve. If you keep exercising long periods of time, but if you do not monitor your calories, I promise you it will not help you lose weight. If you keep not exercise and not eat, thinking that will compensate for not exercising, that also doesn't work. It has to be a balanced situation between a balanced movement of the body, a balanced usage of calories. It is just like a bank account. If a bank account with calories. So if you use it, then it depletes. If it depletes, you lose weight. If you don't use it, and if you keep eating and putting unnecessary calories, it will go inflate. Except bank account, when it inflates, is good. But this calories account is not a good thing to inflate. And then you end up gaining weight. So we'll have a separate session for this. We will talk about nutrition specifically, but please do not ignore nutrition in your fitness program. Otis, this question keeps coming up often, and I'm not sure that it makes any fundamental difference, but since it keeps coming up again, let us address it for our viewers. Is the training for men and women different? Is the objectives different? How do you approach it according to the gender specific training?
It's definitely different. You definitely want to. So for me, I train males and I train females. Now, majority of my clients are females, but I train males as well. But at the same time, there again, when you find that trainer and you tell them the goals and what you want to work with, our job as a trainer is as to invest as much time, energy, and effort to help you get to those things. So if you're a lady and you're trying to lose weight, or you're trying to tone up, or you're trying to isolate a certain muscle group, then I'm going to focus on the isolation of how trying to do that. But Rather than for my males, if he's trying to isolate a muscle and he wants muscle tone or he wants muscle growth, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do different exercises. So for males, they want to work on more upper body, and they focus on lower body too. It's a full body compact, but a guy's going to do more weight, or he's going to be structured more on isolation muscles or heavy shoulders, heavy press, heavy chest. I'm not going to have a female do that. One, because majority of females, they don't want to do that, but at the same time, that's not what they need in their program. So there's definitely a balance of how you do that. And if you have a trainer that's kind of pushing you like a male, or pushing you past your limits, then it's nothing wrong with pushing you past your limits. But if they're not pushing you past your limits and working towards your goal, then you probably want to reevaluate the situation of how you're training and why you're training with this individual, because you have a certain goal that you're trying to accomplish. And so it's our job as trainers to try to help you do that. And so there's definitely a difference how you train a female and how you train a male. But there will be some females that want to be pushed like males, or they feel like they can do this, or they feel like, hey, I'm not weak, because they may seem that way, or that might be the status quo, and they be like, hey, push me a little harder. But at the same time, there is a difference of how you train a female and how you train a male.
So, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, great to talk to you today. Very different subject today. It was a pleasure. Not to talk about investment, not to talk about other things, but to address the real core of our existence, and that is fitness. And please visit all our social media. Go to our website, www.bharatsangani.com, and sign up for the newsletter on the Life is a Business, so we can keep giving you interesting thoughts and ideas. And thanks, Otis, for coming and joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
It has been our pleasure. And then someday, I know I cannot be taller than you, but I want to look like you.
There you go. Well, come join me in that gym one day. Let's do it.
I promise you we'll make it happen one day. Thanks again, and see you guys again.